Alrighty, traders. So looking at the stock market today, the stock market was pretty much flat through. You can see through all the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones, and the S&P 500. So the markets are pretty much flat through today. You can see we actually had a pretty strong day today. The markets. One of the things about the actual stock market right now is that we're in a lot of euphoria phase right now. And there's a lot of bullishness. The really risky thing about trading the stock market, like having the indices anyway, the hard thing about what we're seeing through here and looking at the actual stock market is that because there is a lot of euphoria right now. The danger point is that you never know when the euphoria is going to end. You know what I mean? And so that's always the dangerous part about going long the stock market right now. Now, when I say the stock market, guys, you must understand that the S&P or the Nasdaq doesn't represent all the stocks in the markets, right? So this is where it's important to understand that if you have a look at, say, the stock market right now, right, the indices right now are very bullish. But there's many stocks that are very bearish. They've been in downward trends within the stock market. Makes sense? And this is where, whenever we talk about the indices, the stock market, it's just more like the indices itself. So looking at the actual the Nasdaq right now, Nasdaq has continued to push higher through here. Again, traders, for me personally, I don't see this thing having too much of a strong move to the upside. I'm just looking at what's actually happened right now ever since here. And you can see, again, flattening of the moving average. So I don't expect too much of bullishness through here. Looking at the Dow Jones, again, look what's happened through here, right? So we could see how the market's gone up, the market's come down, and the market's gone back up again. And you got this flattening of this moving average, right? So there's flattening of the moving average right now. Now, what does that actually mean? The flattening of the moving average is a slowing momentum in the market. So for me right now, guys, it is really a dangerous point right now at the indices because we're in a euphoria phase. But secondly, I don't see this thing having a really big move, not just yet. So if I zoom right in and I have a look at, say, the last sort of 3 months, last sort of 2 to 3 months, look what happened through here, right? So this is the Dow Jones through here. Is this going to be some sort of false breakout right now on the Dow Jones? This is something I'm really watching for to see what actually happens here. Because look at this here. We had a bit of a double bottom through here. And then we ran up, broke above the 39. Actually, we got, look at that there. Isn't it interesting? We actually got right smack 40,000 got right to 40,000 and then we're rejected through there. So is this going to be some sort of a false breakout pattern in the markets from here, right? So with this resistance through here, a move up, and now we have this resistance through here. Is this going to be some sort of a false breakout to the upside before we see this thing overall correct back to the downside? Now, guys, a very big caveat of what I'm seeing through here, guys, we are in a very big bull market. So even if we do get a false breakout pattern here, I am expecting something like this to happen, right? And then possibly getting ready. I believe this is, especially on the Dow Jones, guys, this is the first stages. This is the first stages of a very big bull market. All right? I really, truly believe that. So, but with every bull market, there becomes those resting periods, right? Because we need to have those resting periods. So if we go look at, this is the weekly chart from here. This is the weekly chart here right on the Dow Jones. And you can see how we actually have a very big move up, move down. It actually came down to my moving average and then pushed to the upside. So looking at this market here is maybe that's all she wrote for the actual pullback, right? Because you can see it came down to the moving average. And the last time we had a very big strong move, look at this here, came up, came down, bounced off the moving average, and then continued up for quite a bit of time from here. So really strong markets right now. Again, guys, I don't expect to see too much movement right now over the next couple of months, but I think looking towards the end of this year, we're going to really see some really big movement coming out of the markets from here. Let's look at the actual Russell from here. And let me take all the screens off. The Russell has just been a bit of a dead dog, hasn't it? Like, look at this here. The Russell's just been absolutely doing nothing lately through here. And as you can see, we're at a stage right now where I do believe it's a bit of a do or die for the Russell. We're sort of up and down, up and down, up and down. There's a lot of volatility. And this is where traders, it's so important that you have some form of a system that you're following. Because, like, for example, with the Russell, you'd be getting chewed up, chopped out big time, right? Absolutely big time if you were trying to trade the Russell right now. Up and then down and back up again and then back down again and back up again. You'd be getting chewed up big time, right? So make sure that you have some form of a system, some form of a pattern that you're following when it comes to these markets for me. And then obviously looking at the Nasdaq 100 from there. So traders, the big thing around the actual stock market right now, guys, is there's a lot of euphoria right now happening in the markets from here. For me right now, guys, trying to go long the stock market right now or long the indices right now is really risky because we've just done so much movement to the upside and trying to short it, right? So sometimes the best thing to do in the stock market is just to not do anything at all. Sometimes just step aside, right? And traders, one of the things that I found in my own trading career myself when trading the markets is I've always found whenever I'm trading a lot, whenever I'm trying to trade a lot throughout the month, and this is one of the biggest myths out there, right? More trades equals more income. It's actually not the case. I've always found the less trades, if I'm, when I start to reduce the amount of time I'm actually trading, my account grows so much more by only trading maybe a couple of times a month, maybe even once a month, compared to trying to trade 4 or 5 times a week. Makes sense? So that's a big thing for you guys out there. Make sure you are staying calm, because there are, throughout your trading career, guys, throughout the trading year, there's times when there's not a lot of opportunities for your trading. And this is where the patience really comes involved with it.